What's going on, Brewers fans? I'm back with another video today, and today I'm going to be making a little different kind of video. Today I will be talking about the 5 best one-year wonders in Brewers history. Now, when I say one-year wonder, I mean guys who didn't play 1 year for the Brewers. I mean guys who played one really good year and then fell off, or got released, or whatever the case may be. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's put the shades on. Now, this is not a ranking. This is just the top 5 since 2010, by the way, in my opinion. So don't get mad at me if you think somebody's high on the list. It doesn't matter. At number 5, we got Domingo Santana in 2017. Domingo was originally part of the Carlos Gomez trade with the Astros in 2015 alongside Josh Hader, Brett Phillips, and Adrian Hauser. He only played 21 games as an Astro between 2014 and 2015, but he was ranked 5th in the organization at the time of the trade. He served mostly as a backup between 2015 and 2016 with the Brewers, but 2017 that all changed. He competed for the starting right field job in spring training, which he ended up winning, and in 2017 he didn't get off to the strongest start. He struggled in the month of April and March, but once May hit, his numbers rose off the chart. He slowed down a little bit in June, but got even hotter in July and ended the year off in September with 8 home runs in the month with 19 RBIs, batting over 300, and getting on base at a good rate. Also hit the longest home run in Nationals Park history. He hit a 475-foot bomb, which landed over the concourse area, over the fans. It was a moonshot. After the 2017 season, the Brewers signed Christian Yelich and Lorenzo Cain, adding more depth to their outfield, and Domingo pretty much moved as a backup for the rest of the 2018 season. After 2018, he was traded for Ben Gamel and played decent with the Mariners. In 2020, played 1 more year with the Indians, and then after that went and played overseas, which he is currently at right now. At number 4, we got an interesting one, Jhoulys Chacín in 2018. Before Jhoulys' time in Milwaukee, he was a long-time starting pitcher for Colorado, debuting in 2009, pitching there all the way through 2014. He bounced around between Atlanta, the Angels, and San Diego before landing in Milwaukee on a 1-year, $15 million deal in 2018. He quickly would become the Brewers' ace in 2018 in not a great rotation. He excelled and pretty much was their best pitcher on the 2018 team that went all the way to Game 7 of the NLCS. In 2018, he went 15-8 with a 3.50 ERA, along with 156 strikeouts in 192 in a third innings, setting a career high in wins, strikeouts, and starts with 35. He pitched 2 postseason games for Milwaukee that year, pitching 5 innings, giving up 0 runs against Colorado, and then pitched 7 innings, only giving up 2 runs against a very good Dodgers team. In 2019, to be fair to Jhoulys, he struggled with a right oblique strain pretty much the whole year, and by the end of July, he had struggled with a 3-10 record with a 5.79 ERA and only 80 strikeouts and 88 innings pitched. But you can't forget about this legendary home run he hit in 2019.
Practice, knock a few guys on their hind end. I haven't done that in a while. So, that one might be gone. That might be gone. Goodbye. Yes. All right. I get to see a home run from the booth. Okay. How about that, too?
Once the end of August rolled around, he was DFA'd, ending his short and sweet time in Milwaukee. That 2018 team probably would not be the same without Jhoulys Chacín on it, so salute to you. At number 3, we got Casey McGehee in 2010. Now, Casey would spend 6 years in the Cubs organization before making his debut in 2008. He only played 9 games with the Cubs, though, before being waived at the end of the season, which the Brewers picked him up. It was announced before the 2009 season that he would be the backup third baseman behind Bill Hall, but when an injury happened to Ryan Braun, Bill Hall moved to the outfield, making Casey McGehee the starting third baseman, and he really took over that role. He finished 2009 with a .301 batting average, hitting 16 home runs, along with 66 RBIs, getting on base at a high rate, and his slugging numbers were above average. He finished 5th in Rookie of the Year voting, and you really thought it couldn't get much better for Casey McGehee, and then his 2010 season happened. In 2010, he led the team in RBIs with 104, still batting at a above average rate at .285, getting on base at a .337 rate, slugging percentage numbers still decent with a .801 OPS. He also hit 23 home runs and played almost every game that year, so he He was really valuable. Even though the 2010 Brewers didn't do much, he was still one of the most valuable players for them, which is why he was voted the Brewers' most valuable player. The likes of Ricky Weeks and Corey Hart. It's also worth mentioning that he hit 9 consecutive hits in August, which is a Brewers record. That's insane. He would continue to start for the Brewers in 2011, still playing 155 games, though his numbers plummeted in 2011. His batting average dropped almost 50 points in 2011, and his power numbers were not up there either. He led the league in third baseman errors and was pretty much not valuable anymore to the team. So after the Brewers signed Aramis Ramirez in 2012, he was then traded to the Pirates, where he would pretty much be a backup for them, and then would go to the Yankees for a short little time. He played 160 games for the Marlins in 2014, but after that, he kind of just fell out of the league. And I know he went overseas for a little bit, but after that, didn't really do much in the MLB. Still will be remembered as a Brewers legend, though, for his 2009 and 2010 season, and respect for Casey. Corey. At number 2, we got Jim Henderson in 2013. Now, if you're a newer Brewers fan, you probably know Jim as the Brewers pitching coach in the bullpen, but once upon a time in 2013, he was one of the best relief pitchers on the team. He was another minor league journeyman, and after 10 years in the minors, he got promoted by the Brewers on July 26, 2012, making his debut that night, striking out the first batter he faced. But it was 2013 when he really excelled into that closing pitcher role. He replaced a struggling John Axford. In 60 games, he went 5-5 with a 2.70 ERA while collecting 28 saves and 32 opportunities. He had a high-velocity fastball reaching up to 98 miles an hour and a nice slider strikeout pitch. He would go on the IL with a hamstring strain, and Francisco Rodriguez would take over that closing role in 2013. But when he came back, Rodriguez was traded to the Orioles, meaning Jim Henderson would finish the season as a closer. He would struggle with more injuries in 2014, this time injuring his shoulder. And in just 14 games in 2014, he had a 7.15 ERA, giving up 9 earned runs, which was half of what he gave up in 60 games in 2013. After his injury in 2014, he was moved back down to the minor leagues, where he would finish the 2014 season and then would be released at the end of the year. He missed all of 2015 with an injury and then went and signed with the Mets in 2016. He wasn't too bad for the Mets. He pitched 44 games in 2016 with a 4.11 ERA. Since 2018, he's been involved with the Brewers organization in coaching, and he now is on the Major League roster, like I said, as a bullpen coach. Good for Jim, and good to see you still out there on the field. I'm going to have to put the glasses back on for the last one, because, boy, we got a doozy. At number 1, we got Chris Carter in 2016. Chris would establish himself as a solid power-hitting first baseman for his time with Milwaukee. He would go on and hit 29 in 37 home runs with the Astros in 2014 and 2015, but his batting average was pretty bad, and his strikeout numbers were horrid. He led the league in strikeouts in 2013 with 212. His slugging numbers would at one point reach 291 in 2014, but the strikeout numbers and lack of getting on base was just pretty bad. The Brewers would take a chance on Carter, signing him for a 1-year, $2.5 million contract, and I think he excelled that. He would go on and hit a NL-leading 41 home runs for the Brewers in 2016, along with playing 160 games, which led the league. He also led the league in one more category, and that was strikeouts again, this time with 206. He would finish the year with a 222 batting average, a 321 OBP, but those slugging numbers, boy, are they sexy. Look at that, 499 with a 821 OPS. He led the NL in bats per home run with 13.4, and again, leading in games played with 160. After this solid stint in Milwaukee, he would then go on to the Yankees and signed a 1-year, $3.5 million contract, where he struggled even worse than he did in 2016, and his time with the Yankees would be the last in his major league career. He now plays in the Mexican League in Mexico, still raking at the age of 36. But yeah, that was a very random year for him, and he just randomly hit 41 home runs and was pretty much the best power hitter in the NL. That's why he made this list. So that's going to do it for today's video. Just a quick little interesting one. As the off season is mercifully coming to an end, we will be dropping more content for sure. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video, and we'll see you soon. Peace.